I think that they will have this November a very clear choice in the kind of senator they want. I mean, there are sharp contrasts between the two of us, and voters, it's up to them to decide who they want. But one thing they know about me, I've been up there for 11 years. By that time, it'll be almost 12 years, but I'm in my 12th year of 2 6-year terms, so I'm in my 12th year. They know when I say Arkansas comes first, I mean it. I mean, you know, I try to represent the state, try to listen to people here. I try to, everywhere I go, I listen, I try to get good ideas, take them back to Washington. They know me. I'm not real flashy. I don't do a lot of press conferences. I don't try to make the national news. I don't try to get on the talk shows on Sunday. I mean, I could do that like everybody else, but I don't care about that. I want to be a good senator for Arkansas and a good senator for the country. And I think that's been my role in the Senate. My role is to be very bipartisan, very constructive. I've been a part of just about every bipartisan effort that you could name in the Senate since 2003. The biggest one early was back in 05 with the Gang of 14, but I've passed, you know, close to 70 pieces of legislation. When I say passed, I mean signed into law by the president. And almost all those have been bipartisan. Not every single one, but most of them have been bipartisan, the vast majority. And that's the way I work. That's the way I see my job, is to try to represent Arkansas, take that very seriously. And I think you'll, over and over and over, you'll see the contrast between my opponent and me on that. So, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious what you're seeing now. And Farm Bill's a good example. You know, who's he listening to? Is he listening to folks here? Or is he listening to the people who are underwriting and paying for his campaign? Well, it becomes pretty clear. If you can track down the money, and it's hard to do in the super PAC world, but if you can track down the money and look at who is funding his election effort, those people said, vote against the Farm Bill. And that's what he did. You know, those people said, vote against the omnibus appropriation bill. That's what he did. He's not listening to us. He's listening to them. And it is just clear as a bell that that's what's going on here. And, you know, I look forward to this campaign. I'm excited about it. I've kind of constantly traveled the state anyway, but I love to get out and talk, and more important to listen to people. But, you know, I've been able to accomplish a whole lot of good things for the state, and I've always tried to do that in a bipartisan way. I think that's the kind of senator people want. I think they will want to give me another 6 years. When I travel the state, it's the feeling is very good. I'm about to go to the oyster supper here in a little bit.
Yes.
You know, and just like in this area recently, you know, I mean, just I've been all around this area, you know, other places I've been, but anyway, everywhere I go, it's really positive, really encouraging, and it's that way in every part of the state. I mean, I go to Fayetteville. I mean, it's so interesting. I went to Fort Smith and Rogers. This is a few months ago, and it was a couple of days apart, but I had Republicans come up to me and say the same thing. They said, "I'm a Republican, but I'm for you." And I get that a lot because they know that we need people in Washington. They know that the only way to make things better up there is to try to make it better. You have to have people up there trying to make it better, to make the system work. Our system works great if we let it work. But if you let partisanship hijack the process up there, you get gridlock. And that's what you see over and over and over.
And so that's what these folks who say the Republicans were there for you, that's what they're telling you, is that they want to see the bipartisanship thing.
Yeah, and at some point, it doesn't matter who's a Democrat, who's a Republican, who's in control of the House or the Senate or the White House. At some point, you got to govern. You got to show leadership, and you got to. And look, we're going to have differences. Lord, we always have differences on things, and that's fine. If the 5 or 6 of us in this room were trying to work out something, we'd have different opinions. But then we come out with a conclusion, and we do it, and we go on. So being in the Senate, in some ways, is really no different than being on the city council or the school board. You got to work with everybody in the room. You know, you don't have to agree with everybody in the room, but you work with everybody in the room. And y'all have seen it. Probably y'all see it even. On the city council level or quorum court level or school board level, some stuff you cover, sometimes you'll have people who are very strident in their ideology or their approach. And they may even be really popular in their little part of town or something, but they never get anything done. And that's what's happening in Washington. Those people, they go up there and they make these speeches and they give these press conferences, and then what are they going to show for it? Nothing. And, people in our state, they understand that is the polar opposite of me. When President Bush was in, I worked with him on a lot of stuff, and when he was right, man, I supported him, and President Obama. And a lot of times when I oppose what he's trying to do, I just don't agree with him on some stuff, and I'm open about that. But to me, and people say, well, how can you do that? I do that because I represent Arkansas. I'm not there as a Democrat. I'm not there as a pro or anti, White House guy. I'm there to represent the state. So to me, that's job number one to me. The Constitution talks about every state gets 2 senators. Well, I can promise you, the other 98 of us up there, they ain't represent Arkansas. Okay, there's no. It's up to the 2 of us in the Senate to fight for Arkansas. That's it. Nobody else is going to do that. So.